So that's the story. Now, hear the backstory. Why do you think Justin Trudeau said what he did? He could have waited for the investigation to end. He could have given proof. He could have also handled it diplomatically. Instead, he made this statement in Parliament. It's a dramatic move. It's also a political move. Trudeau wanted this issue to blow up. He wanted the attention and the coverage. He wanted this clash with India. The question is why? After all, India is not China or Russia or North Korea. We're not talking about some rogue state or a Western rival. We are talking about the world's largest democracy, also a very important Western partner. Why did Justin Trudeau make a spectacle out of this? To answer that, we need to understand Canada's politics, basically two things about it. Their last general election was held in the year 2021. Trudeau's party emerged as the biggest party in Parliament, but they were short of majority, around 10 seats short. That's when Jagmeet Singh entered the picture. Now, Jagmeet Singh is a self-declared Khalistani. He leads Canada's New Democratic Party. Thanks to Jagmeet's support, Trudeau became Prime Minister. If he leaves, Trudeau leaves. He will be out of power. Do you see why that's a problem? Justin Trudeau needs the support of a Khalistani leader to stay in power. So is it really surprising that he shields Khalistanis? That's one reason, the poll arithmetic. The second reason is the Sikh vote in Canada. Around 2.1% of Canada's population is Sikh. It is the fastest growing religious group in the country. Today, you can see Sikhs in top positions in government, in the corporate sector, even in Canada's armed forces. Not all of them are Khalistanis, and this distinction is very, very important to make. Most Canadian Sikhs are well-meaning, rule-abiding people. The problem is, Canada's leaders have got it wrong. They think Sikh equals Khalistan. So what do? They ignore or support the Khalistani elements. It's a tactic that is almost as old as elections. Here in India, we have different terms for it. We call it appeasement politics or vote bank politics. Justin Trudeau is doing the very same thing, supporting terrorists and justifying it as freedom of expression. And don't think Justin Trudeau is the first leader to play this card. His father did the same. That's Pierre Trudeau. He was Canada's Prime Minister in the 1970s and 80s. That was the peak of the Khalistan movement. In 1982, India wanted to extradite a Khalistani from Canada. This man, Talvinder Parmar, he used to lead a terror group called Babbar Khalsa. India wanted his extradition, but Pierre Trudeau, then Prime Minister of Canada, refused to extradite him. And the decision made no sense. Both India and Canada are Commonwealth countries, so technically extradition should have been easy. Then why did Senior Trudeau refuse? Reports say because India was not deferential to the Queen of England. I wish I was making this up. You see, India considered the Queen to be the head of the Commonwealth. Canada considered her to be the head of state. And this difference apparently irked Pierre Trudeau. So no extradition of the Khalistani. It would prove to be a costly blunder. In 1985, this same Talvinder Parmar planted bombs on an Air India plane. 329 people were killed. Until 9/11, it was the worst aviation attack. Canada let that happen. Their official investigation has confirmed this. It talked about error, incompetence, and inattention. I'll repeat that. Error, incompetence, and inattention. These three words summed up Canada's policy in the 1970s and 1980s. Unfortunately, they apply even today. Trudeau's vote bank politics is dangerous. He is putting Canadians at risk. Just think about it. Where are these Khalistanis based? In Canada. Where are they holding their so-called referendums? In Canada. And where have they plotted attacks? Again, in Canada. India has effectively defanged this movement, but in Canada, it is thriving. So who will be hurt if these Khalistanis go on a rampage? If another Talvinder Parmar emerges? Canadians themselves. The truth is, there is nothing called a good separatist or a good extremist. They're all bad and dangerous. If you make such distinctions, you suffer. Just look at Pakistan. They took Canada's strategy to the extreme. They funded and armed anti-India elements. And who is suffering now? The ordinary people of Pakistan. Meanwhile, India is the fifth largest economy in the world. So Justin Trudeau is playing with fire for short-term political gains. He is playing with a force he does not understand. Even his father did not. And in the process, he's putting Canadians at risk. We've already seen attacks on Indian diplomatic missions, on Hindu temples, even businesses run by Indians. How long before they turn their attention to Canadians? Trudeau's father waited to find out. His mistake cost 329 innocent lives. We can only hope it's not repeated.